Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another transfer update show for you guys today. Plenty to delve into in the crazy world of Chelsea Football Club. As you guys already know, we're going to be discussing Ross Barkley and a potential move back to Everton for the Scouse midfielder. We're going to be talking about links with Joachim Maheli from, I probably butchered that, but Maheli from Atlanta. We're going to be talking about the Koundé saga and the fact that it's finally over. And yeah, we didn't get the player that we wanted, but I'm just glad that we're out of this boring ass saga that just drained the absolute life out of me and every single Chelsea fan that's had to go through it. We're going to also be discussing Fofana. We're going to be talking about Azpilicueta to Barcelona and the implications of the Koundé transfer in terms of that. Plenty to get into in this video. So before we get in, as always, hit the like and subscribe button. Let's try and get to 500 likes before the end of this video. If you guys want to be the first to know whenever we release any new content as well, hit the bell notification button, guys. Just smash it and you'll be the first to know whenever we deliver any watch-alongs, any content, any vlogs, any new podcasts potentially coming over the next few weeks, so check out that as well. But there'll be plenty of content coming out on Chelsea Fan TV, so be the first to know whenever we release it by hitting that bell notification button and smashing the like and subscribe button. But let's get straight into it. We'll start off with the Ross Barkley news because there's not been a lot of legway on it, but rumours have stated that Everton are now moving towards a deal to bring Ross Barkley back to the football club. As you already know, Frank Lampard's there as manager, so I'm not too surprised he's linked with a couple Chelsea players. He was linked to taking Armando Broja as well, potentially taking Conor Gallagher or Billy Gilmore on loan for the season, even though I do think the latter's a much more realistic target for him. But Everton are moving towards bringing Ross Barkley to the club. Interesting point as well, I saw Ross Barkley unarchived all of his old Everton posts on Instagram, you know, when he joined Chelsea, privated all of them, but he's put them back now, which potentially hints at a move back to his former club. Obviously, it hasn't been the best of spells for him. He has achieved some sort of success in terms of winning the Club World Cup, winning the Europa League with Chelsea, the Super Cup too. So it has been successful from an achievement perspective, but as a player, like, he definitely hasn't hit the heights that you would have wanted to hit for his standards when he first joined Chelsea. It's been very frustrating for him. It's been very frustrating for Chelsea fans as well. And we've been at a point where we've just wanted to get rid of Barkley for a good few years now. I've not really been too fussed about Barkley in terms of other players. The biggest issue for me is the wages. We put him on 100k a week, which is, again, Marina just out of our mind with that one. But in terms of Barkley, like, he only cost 15 million, so the price tag was never an issue to me. Like, I thought it was very low risk with a potential for a high reward, and we didn't really see that. But if he's on his way out now, it shouldn't be too hard to recoup all the money that we lost. We already got 11 million out of that 15 million transfer fee back after we loaned him out to Aston Villa in 2021 because they paid an 11 million loan fee. So for Barkley, honestly, he could go at any price. And I've been frustrated when I've seen him play for Chelsea, even though last season I didn't think he was a bad bench option for us. I thought Barkley coming on in the last 20 minutes of games brought some energy to the midfield. He's good long passer, great switcher of play, but that's really about it. What you see with Barkley is what you get. He can drive with the ball, he can switch play a little bit, has a decent long shot on him, but that's about it. And if Barkley goes this summer, don't really know what else to say on the topic, but just go back and play more and I guess be happy, because it's been frustrating as hell watching you at Chelsea. But yeah, Ross Barkley to Everton should be likely, because I don't think it would take that much to persuade him to move, and I don't think it would take that much to persuade Chelsea to sell either. We want to sell, and I'm sure the player wants to leave anyway. Moving on to Joachim Maheli, because Chelsea were interested in signing the Atlanta fullback. Simon Phillips reported this earlier today. I've been all over this transfer personally. Covers depth for both the left and right wing back positions, and on the left he could potentially start. Brilliant stamina, provides a lot going forward in terms of crosses, in terms of goals as well. Is an ideal fit for how Tuchel would like his wing backs to play and for the stylism of the player as well. He's on a 3-year deal with 22k a week wages, which should be easy to entice, especially when you look at our wage structure. We could just double or triple that and we'd be fine. Not too sure about a price tag though. It is very early. Like, Chelsea are only just looking at the player right now, but we've been speaking for ages about the fact that we need wing-back depth. So to me, getting Maheli in would be a brilliant move for Chelsea. I'm all over that. Just need to hope that it's not just interest and there's something a little bit more concrete to it. But we will have to wait and see on that front. Let me know your thoughts on Maheli down in the comment section below. And let's move on to the biggest and most infuriating saga of the summer, Jules Koundé. And Fabrizio dropped the "Here we go" on our headpieces in the middle of my stream as well, 4 p.m. We got the "Here we go." Jules Koundé to Barcelona. Verbal agreement now in place with Sevilla after the long saga, and further negotiations today, waiting to get signed soon. Koundé has agreed personal terms with Barca last weekend. Contract is ready. Xavi the key factor, and that is it, really. I find it interesting that there's no price tag. There's no talks about a medical being agreed. It's just a verbal agreement. The same position that Barcelona are at with us. But if there's a verbal agreement with Sevilla, I'm just interested to see what the price tag is, because there is no way Barca are paying more than what we're paying, which makes the whole thing very shady. But like, it's also why I'm not really as annoyed about this transfer now. It's like we did everything that we could. The only issue I have with Chelsea, I'm going to get into that, is that we could have done this deal a bit earlier. But in terms of everything that we've done right now, we offered more money. I'm sure we offered better wages. What more could we do? I guess Koundé just wanted Barcelona. We've been given the runaround by Sevilla. We've been given the runaround by Koundé. But equally, we've also given Koundé the runaround. So I don't really blame him either. The Athletic said it's believed Koundé was upset at Chelsea's interest going cold this summer after targeting De Ligt and Nathan Ake. And it's understood Chelsea's pursuit of other defensive targets sent a message that Koundé was not a top priority. And I'm not too surprised by it, because we had Koundé in the bag last year. We took too long because we were trying to sell Kurt Zouma first, and then the deal went out of the window. And now we had Koundé in the bag again. Literally came to London for talks before Marina left and everything like that. But after Marina left, we started focusing on De Ligt, we started focusing on Koulibaly. And I get it, we don't have the negotiators to do multiple deals, which is why I don't really blame Boehly and Tuchel that much. But we knew how much Koundé was wanted by the club, by the manager too, because we went straight back in for him. And we've been actively pursuing him the last few weeks as well. So I do believe when you have someone of Koundé's calibre who was already there for the taking, even if you have bigger options that you want to go for, get him in anyway, because we were looking for 3 centre-backs. I don't get why we told Koundé to wait for a couple weeks while we try and pursue 2 other targets. That makes absolutely no sense to me. And that's where I think Tuchel kind of took an L. But other than that, we came back in, we came in with better offers, we came in with much stronger interest and much stronger incentive to get the player. And he just wanted Barcelona, because in the time that we took, Xavi was in his ear, Barca were in his ear, and they turned his head. And plus, they didn't give him the runaround like we did. So I don't blame Koundé too much. It is just a frustrating saga, and I'm just glad to see the end of it. I just want to hear what the price tag was, because if Sevilla accepted less money, also knowing that Bordeaux are taking 20% of it, and that means Bordeaux are now taking less money because of Sevilla, it'll be very interesting to see the fallout of it. But we did the best that we could. All we can do now is look at other options. And one option that was spoken about was Wesley Fofana. We spoke about it in yesterday's video. Chelsea had interest in him, and there could have been talks with Leicester City today, and potentially yesterday, but I didn't hear anything more about it. Maybe in the coming days, but I already think it's an unrealistic transfer. The more I hear about it, the more unrealistic it sounds. Literally just signed a 5-year deal. Is apparently very grateful to Leicester City as well, because they didn't move on from him after the leg break injury. So he's going to feel a bit of loyalty towards the club as well. There's no point going for him. He's going to have a base fee of 70 million, and that's just the base fee. Leicester could easily demand more. And for their best players, they always demand top dollar, and they demand the majority up front, if not everything up front. Like with the Harry Maguire transfer, where Man United paid 80 million for Maguire, and they paid it all in one sum immediately. There was no installment plan on it. So, for me, Fofana, quality defender, comes in, starts for us immediately. No question about it. Is it a realistic transfer? Nope. Absolutely not. And there's no point even debating it or going into negotiations or anything like that. Leicester have no reason to sell. The guy is literally on a 5-year contract. You might as well just move on that front. There is no way we're getting Wesley Fofana. Any more longing in terms of negotiations or anything like that is only just going to waste our own time personally. If we get him in, brilliant, but I have no reason to believe that we are going to get him. So I just say from a Chelsea perspective, just leave it there and let's just move on. Final topic is Azpilicueta, because Fabrizio also spoke about him yesterday, saying Barca have confirmed again to Azpi their intention to negotiate again with Chelsea in order to sign him. No full agreement between the clubs yet, as Tuchel would love to keep Azpi, but Barca will be on it again after completing the Koundé deal. And even though, like, I understand Tuchel saying he's not even sure whether he wants to sell Azpi to Barcelona after all of this, if we get our defensive targets in, there's no real reason to keep him. There's no real reason to be petty towards a club legend who does just want to return back to Spain for his final years. Like, I understand it. I'm fuming as well with Barcelona. This whole saga has been absolutely jarring, and we had Koundé in the back of our hands. But it is what it is, and we just have to move on. Koundé wanted him. Koundé wanted Barca, is what it is. We have to try and focus on other targets. If we can get a second centre-back in, it's only fair to let Azpilicueta go. Like, the only reason to keep him would be for leadership in the dressing room and for depth, but like sparingly depth. Like, don't use him every single game, otherwise he's only going to continue to decline. But for me, the only thing Chelsea need to focus on is getting your fair valuation. Get the money that you have targeted Azpilicueta at, nothing less, especially from Barcelona. That I understand being petty about. But other than that, if Barcelona offer what we're demanding, let him go. Just let him go. Let him go. Walk off into the sunset at Barcelona and just ride out the last few years of his career. Like, it is what it is on that front. I'm not going to be petty with Azpilicueta. I just think Chelsea need to get their money's worth. But, guys, this is the end of yet another transfer update video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe to Chelsea Fan TV and hit the bell notification button as well to be the first to know whenever we release any new content. And yeah, big up everybody that's locked in. Like and subscribe. And as always, up the Chelsea.